Good evening, this is the Mystic Kitten. My name is Michelle. The lighting sucks and I am sorry. So I thought I would pop on. So I don't know what the copyright laws are on YouTube. I'm doing laundry, and so I wanted to have something playing in the background. So I just have instrumental of like top 40 type songs. I will list them. It's just a playlist off of Spotify. And so copyright, that's been taken care of now, I hope. What should we talk about, guys? I don't even know. Oh. I tend to like to have something kind of in mind before I come on and do these, because as I've said in other videos, I have a bit of stage fright in front of the camera, which is sort of what's kind of happening now. Alright, so let's just talk about the products I'm going to be trying. Also, I did do an order with Sephora, so when that comes in, I'm excited to try all the new stuff. And I didn't get my lipstick, so that's fun. I either didn't get a lipstick, or my tiny humans decided that I didn't require my lipstick, or perhaps I gave it away. I looked at it and seen that it was a color I wouldn't use. Anyways, it was the happy birthday box from Sephora last year, so I picked the Milk makeup. I have been in search of a really good primer, which I've stated before, for a really, really long time. So that's what we're playing with today. We're going to use this primer and see what happens. And then we'll try the Milk Crush Mascara as well. And I'll let you know what I think. So I feel like the music might be loud. What should we talk about? What should we talk about? I don't know. Okay, we will do... That's what we're going to do tonight. So we're going to talk about TV shows, or like shows anyways. Do we still call them TV shows? Like, what if it's a series that's on Netflix? Is it still considered a TV show? Or is it, because it's not, like, it's not, it's made for TV. Is it made for TV? Or is it made for Netflix? I don't know, I'm confused now. Like, what do we call that? Do we call that a TV show? My rosacea, guys, is gotten so bad again. Like, still, it's continuing to get worse. I've been doing what's called ice therapy. I don't know that I've noticed really much difference. I have been using my my serum that I make myself. I don't know, guys. It's not too good. I'm gonna need you to give me a hot minute. I gotta go grab it because I've got some really dry spots. So, 1 second. Okay, so I've reapplied some more of my serum just to try to moisturize some of those spots that are just really dry right now. I am so dry. Alberta's in a polar vortex. We're coming to the end of it, thank goodness, because I don't know the last time I've been this dry. Like, I suffer from dry skin anyways, but man, it's been bad this time. So, TV shows. So, when I was a kid, I watched, oh, it's cool. Sorry. When I was a kid, I watched Sabrina the Teenage Witch on TV. And then Netflix said that they were going to do a reboot of it. And I was super excited. I knew that it was going to be like different than what I was used to, obviously, because they had said that they were going to kind of touch base on a darker side of the concept, and which it actually excited me even more. I really liked it. For the most part, there were parts of it that I didn't love. So, Zelda, I thought was great. Helga, it took a while for me to warm up to her. And that could have been very well because of when I was a kid, the show, the woman who played Auntie Helga was she was very funny, and she was very I don't know, very different. And this time she was very nurturing and loving, and I liked it about her, but it just had a very different feel than what I knew Sabrina the Teenage Witch to be. And so that took a little bit of getting used to for me. The other thing that took a little bit of getting used to for me was the actress who played Sabrina. I wasn't a huge fan, I'm gonna be honest. She felt very, I don't know. I just didn't love her in the role. I just didn't. Like, I guess because, like, it was supposed to be, okay, break. Hold that thought. This primer feels so good. It's not slimy. Like, I thought it was going to be slimy because it's a gel. It's not slimy at all. It has virtually no smell to it. So there's no perfumes or anything like that in it. I love that. It didn't burn or nothing. So there's no like alcohol content or anything in it. Now, what I am going to say is I may have used too much. The reason I say that is I find around my hairline, it is pilling. It's pilling on my face, and I really don't love that. Everywhere else, it seems to be pretty smooth, but along my hairline, like here, it's pilling. So that's not great, but the rest of my face feels very silky smooth. So I'm liking it so far. Let's see how all the rest of the shit goes on. Back to the other. I guess because it was known that this was supposed to be a little bit more of a, like, the darker side, and it was supposed to be darker. That's what I wanted it to be. Like, legitimately, I wanted it to be darker. And so I guess I had it in my head that Sabrina should have been, I don't know, like, sexier. Does that make sense? Like, I just didn't find her alluring and sexy and, like, have that vamp feeling to her, which is what I honestly had expected out of this new Sabrina. That's what I expected. That's what I wanted. That's what I was hoping for. And she was none of those things. She was not vampy. She was not, if you've seen the show, I guess if you haven't seen the show, then this Come Get Ready With Me might not be a great one for you to watch, because it'll either be stupid boring for you or you'll want to go and watch it to make your own opinion. But so Prudence was a lot more along the lines of what I thought Sabrina should have been. Like, if you're gonna bring a whole new ideal into the character, then do that. Make her sassy, make her a bitch, make her everything that Melissa Joan Hart wasn't. Melissa Joan Hart in the original was very sweet. She was very like, friends focused. She was very family focused. She I don't know. And this Sabrina was exactly the same way personality wise. And I think that in a situation where you're trying to bring a new feel to a show, you can't do that with having a whole different actress and then not actually make enough changes for the actress. Like, either do a complete reboot and have it exactly the same, have it identical, and even have those old actors and actresses, which they actually did in the series finale. They actually did have the original, not Melissa Joan Hart. She didn't come back because Sabrina was still Sabrina for whatever reason. I don't know why they didn't bring the original Melissa Joan Hart back. Maybe she didn't want to come back. I don't know. But they didn't bring her back, which was disappointing for me because I got to see all of the actors and actresses. Well, no, because they didn't. Maybe because she wasn't young. Oh, I bet you that's what it was. Because Harvey, they didn't bring Harvey back either. Like the original Harvey. Because they're adults, right? So that would make sense. Okay, I figured that one out. Thanks for the help, friends. But, like, they brought the witches back. They had the original Salem back. So it was weird. It was just really weird how... I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if I liked it. I just don't know. But what I know is I watched it every time the series dropped new episodes. So once a year they dropped the whole season. What I know is I would tune in and binge watch that. And actually, I would binge watch the entire series again. So I believe there's 4 or 5 seasons. I really think it's 4. Whatever the case may be. That means I've watched the entire series 4 times. Because every time they would drop a new season, I would rewatch it because it had been so long. I can honestly say that I have been thinking about revisiting it while I'm working, just having it playing in the background, just for background noise. Because I do like it. But I had to train myself, which took about 2 seasons. I had to train myself to look at it as a completely different show. Like, it's not a continuation. It's not these things. It's its own thing because there were parts of it that I just didn't love. And in the original, like, you didn't get to see a ton of Sabrina, like, at the house or at, like, going to the school and shit like that. Like, that wasn't a thing. She went to Baxter High, but she didn't go to the dark house, what was it? The School of Unseen Arts is what she went to. I don't know if I can't remember if it just never made it that far, or I can't remember. I think they were just trying, because back then they would play things for a long time, like basically as long as it would go, they would play them and keep making new ones. So I think they were just trying to draw out the storyline, and then it got canceled before they could really conclude everything. I think she left for the Unseen Arts in like the last episode or some shit. But whatever, it is what it is. So you can't compare the two. It's not, it wouldn't be a fair comparison to compare the two because the one is very like fluffy and the other one was supposed to be very dark and sexy, and like it shows the sexual side, the sensual side of like their depiction of witchcraft and everything else. They in the show they worship Satan. Didn't love that. At the end, okay, there are so many spoilers in this. I'm gonna have to say something in the description. Okay, so at the end, the coven that Sabrina and the Spellmans are a part of, they turn to worship the Mother Maiden and Crone goddess, Hecate. that made me way happier because it just made more sense to me. I mean, it was, I don't know, the whole worshiping Satan thing. I get why they had to do it for the show, because like Lilith plays a huge part in it and everything else. So I get it, but it's like, I don't know, it was very cliche in that way, which I didn't love. I hated Sabrina. I know I've said that before, and maybe I wouldn't hate the actress in something else where she was supposed to be very like sweet and everything, and I get that, you know, that's what they were trying to portray. I get it. I just really didn't like it. I didn't like it. I wanted that sexual thing. Like I wanted it to be far more sexy, right? Because there are sex scenes and there are like very adult type content, and it's not something that you like, I watched Sabrina the Teenage Witch when I was young. This was not a Sabrina the Teenage Witch that I would let my two little kids watch. 110, 18. My eldest daughter has finally watched it, and she's 17 almost. And I felt like, okay, that's an appropriate age for this. Like, that's fine. I don't know. It just, yeah, it really wasn't. I hope you guys can't hear those notifications. I'll have to turn those off. It just wasn't. It wasn't what I was anticipating it being. I was expecting something, and they say, you know, don't put expectations on things because you just shouldn't. But I did, and I will again because that's what I do. So that reboot wasn't that it was bad. It was just I really did have to take into consideration that it was just that. It was a reboot. It was completely, a separate thing from what I had known. And once I acknowledged that and came to terms with it, it was fine. I was fine with it. Like, I had a say. Like, I could have called up the producers and been like, excuse me, I don't like this. I'd like you to change it. And they'd be like, oh, for sure, Michelle, no problem. Anything for you. And they'd just go in and change that. Clearly, that's not the case. Because if it was, it would have been a different Sabrina. Like I said, I'm sure that she is a lovely actress in something different, or if the writing had have been different, or if she was told to, I don't know if you would have even been able to see her. I don't know. I didn't like her as Sabrina. I just really didn't, and there's just nothing anybody could say to change my mind. She just, in that kind of role, she was too much like Melissa Joan Hart. Is that her name? Melissa Joan. Is that her name? I don't know. So I like it, but I definitely had to change my way of thinking in order to be able to not have like some serious issues with it. And once I was able to do that, I totally was like hook, line, and sinker. I watched it, like I said, every time a new season dropped. But I definitely had to change the way change my expectations and kind of adjust. And then once I did, I was fine. I felt like some of, and this is the other thing. So I don't know if they had always decided it was only going to be 4 episodes or 4 seasons. I don't know if that was something that was always just kind of known, or if that was just a decision that was made because of how much it cost for production or whatever. So the first season moved really nicely. I liked the flow of the season. It flowed so good. Second season dragged its ass. Like, dragged its ass so hard. There were parts in it where I was like, holy fuck, can we just get over and done with this? Like, I'm over it. The Lilith line, like that story plot, it was too much. I didn't love that at all. I felt like they needed to get that going a lot faster. I didn't love how they drew that out for an entire season. And then the third season it had an okay flow, but I felt like it was still drawing a lot of stuff out, and it focused on things that I just felt like didn't really necessarily need to be front and center like it was, but they made it that way, which I was like, okay, whatever, your show, you get to do what you want. And then the fourth and final season, it was so rushed, and they promised us. I watched something from a Comic-Con, and they promised that they were not going to rush it, that every single episode was going to it's going to be like a mini movie. They were slightly longer than the original episodes from the other three seasons, but they didn't finish things, let me tell you. It wasn't like they had said it was going to be. But more irritating than even that was that maybe it's just me. Maybe I just wanted more, but I felt like they left holes at the end. Like there were maybe some things left unsaid, or some questions still remaining, and maybe that was intentional. Maybe they did that because they wanted to leave kind of a segue into, you know, a 10-year show, like a 10th anniversary, a 5th anniversary, another, like, pick it back up in a few years and try to draw in a new set of audience, or I don't fucking know. And I mean, if that was your game plan, kudos, because you're thinking ahead and whatever. But really, at the same time, like, fuck off. Answer those questions. I did like that Nick and her got back together at the end. I thought that was a really good choice. I didn't like that she was alone and he was fucking around with Slutface there again. I didn't love that. And I didn't love that it was like, it didn't matter what Sabrina did, she was always better to everybody than they were her. That really fucking pissed me off. The fact that, you know, they portrayed her as this needy girl. I didn't like that, because she was the one who kept rushing in and fucking saving the day and self-sacrificing everything she had to be the savior time and time again. And yet you're gonna depict her as this weak girl. And I think that's what they were trying to show by not allowing her to have someone, is that she didn't need someone to be her best self or whatever. But, which, love the message, guys. Love the message. Don't really love how you portrayed it. Could have been done better. Just saying. Just saying. So, okay. Just a quick hit on the primer. So what was it? It was Milk Hydro Gel or Grip Primer. I do like it. I will say that now I've laid down some makeup on it. I put that on, then I did a concealer, then I did a foundation, then I did a setting powder, and then I did blush, and now I'm just blending my eye. I am pretty impressed with how well it did grip, and it didn't move. It's not creasing. I think it did a pretty good job at covering. So I'm pretty pleased with it. I will say that. Okay, let's lay some eyeliner down. Maybe I'm gonna do my eyebrows first. So like I said, I didn't love how much they rushed it. I really did feel like it was a little overly rushed in the end there. I know that they're like, all shows do it. They have like these moments in the show that are intentionally put there to piss you off. That's why they're there. They're there to piss you off. They're there to make you uncomfortable. They're there to test your limits. They're there. That's what they're there for. There's a scene where a witch sacrifices herself and they eat her. Didn't love that. Really didn't love that. There was a couple points where Sabrina was being very what was she being? How I would best describe that? She was being like self-destructive with her words and like speaking very poorly about herself and you know, like, I don't know. And like I said, I know that they're there. They were trying to connect with like the entire audience and whatever else. I get why those moments were there. I get why they have to be there for every show. But I just felt like they were almost used in the wrong times. Like, or maybe it was too often. I don't know what it was about it, but something really just sat pretty wrong with me about when they decided to throw these moments in. And also, so Auntie Zelda is supposed to be depicted as this like this fierce woman, this fierce woman's woman, right? And yet, and I don't know. Like, okay, yes, new love changes people. Yes, we have to, you know, depict all phases of love, but I just feel like if I was a badass Auntie Zelda witch, I would have seen that fucker coming. I would have known. Why didn't she know? It seems really weird to me, guys. She fell right into his trap. I don't know. And then he's not. No. I don't know, guys. There were just parts about it that really weren't consistent, I guess, with the type of character buildup that they had made for each character. And then there was these like moments where it's like all of that character building that you did to introduce us into, I don't know, like, show us who that person is. It's like that all went to fucking shit because then you throw these weird weak ass moments in for these badass women. Or you, like, one of my favorite characters was Sabrina's cousin. And for the life of me, why can't I remember his name? I can't remember his name. Like, it's completely gone from my memory. Anyways, he's one of my favorite characters and in the entire show. And it just, there were things that happened with him that it was like, you have depicted him as this like bad ass warlock. A real badass warlock would have never put themselves in that position. Like, well, why do you take these characters, build them into these amazing characters, these amazing, I don't know, and then like completely destroy that by making them weakened by love, or weakened by daddy issues or whatever. Like, I don't know. You know what's one show I really hope I don't know. So I really hope they don't revamp or reboot it. And then there's this this little tiny side of me that's like, shut up, don't say that. I want to see a reboot. Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Now the problem is nobody can do Buffy like Sarah Michelle Gellar did Buffy. She had all of it going on. But what made her even more amazing was she had that innocence about her because she was very young when the series started. She was very young. So she definitely was very innocent in that respect. But she was she had this sex appeal that maybe that's kind of what I was anticipating from Sabrina. I bet you that's what it was. Is I was anticipating, I was expecting, I was hoping for, I don't know, whatever. I wanted her to have this same kind of sex appeal that Buffy had. This ability to captivate the audience. Oh my god, it finally came off. This ability to captivate the audience the way that Buffy did. And she just couldn't. This little actress just didn't have it in her to do that. And I almost feel badly because it wasn't that she did a bad job. She didn't do a bad job. She just didn't do the job that I expected from her. That's all. And I mean, I'd be lying. I forgot to do the other eye. Too into talking to you guys. I have high expectations. I did modeling and acting and shit. And so, I do have higher expectations than maybe your average person. I also was a, uber fan of Sabrina the Teenage Witch when I was a kid. So that gives me an even higher expectation. I'm a practicing witch. I've talked to you guys about that. A hybrid kind of in between Wiccan and pagan. So I guess also, fucking triggered the fuck out of me. They touched on pagans. And I almost stopped watching at that point, quite frankly. It was actually insulting the way that they talked about pagans. Now, not that any other part of this show was true about I don't know, witch folklore or anything like that. None of it was you couldn't write a documentary on what you learned in this. Let's just, oh my god, I have made a hot mess of this eye. You couldn't make a documentary on what you learned. Let's just put it that way, okay? It wasn't true by any means, but just disgusting pagans, this, that, it was too much. I was actually quite mad about it. I didn't like it. But it's a show. I'm sure Satanists didn't love the show. In fact, from what I understand, there was quite the lawsuit, in fact, because they didn't like that the statue in the Academy of Unseen Arts was identical to their statue or some shit like that. And they fucking lost it. They sued them and everything. It was apparently quite ugly. And the show won though somehow, because the statue never changed in the thing. So the show definitely won. Whether they paid them out to use the imagery or I don't know, but yeah, there was some religion. I think it was Satanism. I really, for whatever reason, I really think that was who it was. But anyways, oh, fuck, this eye is a hot mess tonight, guys. And I have to do videos. So anybody who didn't come and watch this video is going to be like, what the fuck is wrong with her face? And if you did watch this video, you can be like, oh man, she struggled with that eye for a long time. No wonder her hair's over that eye. Because that's what's going down. Because this eye, the wing on this eye, oh, she is fucking perfection. But this eye is just a big old mess in so many ways. So that's like a lot of fun. Like, it's just a lot of fun. Anyways, so I struggle with wanting any more reboots since seeing the Buffy one, or the Sabrina the Teenage Witch one, because let me tell you, I was super excited. You know what other reboot that I was super excited for, and it was like a total letdown? Beverly Hills 90210. I was so excited when I heard that was coming out, and I didn't even PVR that shit. I like set out an alarm. I set a calendar reminder. I was so excited, and then it fucking sucked. It was so terrible. It was terrible. I didn't like it at all. I think I watched 4 episodes, trying desperately to like it, and I let that dream go quite quickly. I hated it. And yeah, I kind of knew then that I probably wasn't much of a reboot type of gal. But again, I say this Sabrina, it doesn't really feel like a remake. It feels like its own thing. So as soon as I could adjust my thinking, I really liked it. I mean, there were parts of it that I wasn't crazy about, but you're going to get that with pretty much any show. Yeah. I don't know about this. Oh, look at that eye. It is a hot mess, guys. It's terrible. I'm going to have to do something. Because this one is awesome. And this one sucks. So we're going to fix that right now. I never fix my eyeliner like this. This is like something I hate having to do. I really hate it. Because then you got to come over here and you got to lighten this one up. Like that. But I couldn't leave it like that either. That was fucking terrible. Does that look better on camera? Oh, it does look a little bit better, hey guys. This eye's darker than this eye. Why is that a thing? These bitches be hating me tonight. So yeah, I really don't know where I stand on a reboot. Like I said, there's a part of me that just so badly wants there to be a Buffy reboot because I loved Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Then there's another part of me that's like, please don't fuck with Buffy. Please don't fuck with Buffy. Kind of the same but similar but different would be like series that come from books. I think that'll be my next one that we talk about. I think we'll hit like Bridgerton and True Blood. I haven't read the Bridgerton series. I'll be completely honest. That's not something that I've had the opportunity to do. I didn't even know it existed until Netflix did the series, and I watched the series, so we will do that in the next one, just to kind of hit all different avenues of the whole like reboot from books and stuff. I haven't watched any other reboots, so I had intended to watch the Saved by the Bell reboot because that was another show I really liked, but it came and went. Maybe it's still even on. I don't know. The start date came and went, and I really didn't care, so I figured, well, whatever. I really don't watch too much TV at all. I just don't. I pay for cable. That's fun. I pay for full cable. Everything. The biggest package they got. I pay for it. And I don't watch cable. And I got it because the kids, and then the kids stopped watching cable, and now they only watch YouTube and Prime and like Amazon Prime TV and all Disney Plus, shit like that. And I locked myself in for 2 years. Yay! So I've got another year before I can get out of my contract with Shaw, which really fucking sucks. It has completely screwed me over. I'm not gonna lie. I love their internet service, but the fact that I can't get out of my contract for cable for another year. And if I do, I think it's something like, I don't know. It's when I wanted to, it was going to cost me like $400 to buy out my contract. And I was like, fuck that. Like, I shouldn't have to. I shouldn't have to do that. So I just keep it. I used to watch a lot of TV. Now, what I will say is if Ink Master comes back, oh, Lord knows I love me some Chris Nunez. He's a beautiful man. I do love him. Like, to look at him. He looks like he might be a little arrogant, but I like that in a man. I probably shouldn't. I shouldn't even admit that, should I? Like, I really probably shouldn't admit that. But it is what it is. It's the truth. So, I do like some TV, and there are some shows that I would be sad to miss, but it's hard to justify $150 a month. And like they haven't even announced that they're going to record another season. You know what other show I really like? Oh God, guilty pleasure right here. I love The Masked Singer. I know, right? Terrible. It's terrible. I shouldn't even be admitting that, quite frankly. But I do. I really, really like The Masked Singer. I do. I've said it. It's out there now. Now you know. I like it. It's a favorite of mine. I watch it faithfully. Me and my girls, we record it. And then we watch it all together, and we've got like, we get into fights sometimes. No, I think it's this person. No, I think it's that person. I really like The Masked Singer. I really, really do. My eldest daughter isn't a massive fan, though. It's just not really her jam. I know that not everybody loves an ombre lip, but I really like an ombre lip, like a lot. So this is the look we're going with. My left eye is fucked up to beyond recognition. I've tried to fix it as much as I can. I've had to just accept it for what it is. Now I have to decide if I'm going to do something with my hair, or if I'm just going to leave it the way it is. Probably just going to leave it as is. I was thinking about straightening it, but I try to keep the heat tools off my hair as much as possible, and I straightened it last time, so I think I'm just going to leave it kind of big and natural and large and in charge, right? So with that being said, guys, I hope you liked my come get ready with me. And if you've got any opinions on the shows we touched base on, leave me some comments. If you've got a show you'd like me to watch and go on a tangent about, leave it in the comments. And if you want to see more about shows that I like, the reasons I like them, shows I hate, the reasons I hate them, let me know that in the comments. Please like, subscribe, and share the video so we can reach a broader audience. Any feedback you want to give me is absolutely always wonderful. All right, so the last part of the review. So the that thing, I'm sorry guys, that the primer, so good, love it. I think I'm actually gonna buy some. I really do like that primer. The mascara, where'd you go? Did I put it in here? Maybe I just really didn't like it. What did I do with it? I don't hate it, actually. I don't hate it. They don't, I don't know. Can you see them? I do think that my Dior is just as good. I'm going to take that back. Here it is. So I like my Dior more. And here's why. Where's my Dior? So you see how big that brush is? I'm not a huge fan of like a super full, super big one, because I find that it doesn't separate my eyelashes properly. That's the type of brush I like. And do you see how it has that curve? I'm going to use my forehead. Do you see how it has that curve? It really gets a good curl onto that eye, and then I don't have to use an eyelash curler. I'm probably going to go in with an eyelash curler after I shut down, just to give myself some curl. With that being said, it's not terrible. I'll use it until it's gone, or until it goes hard or whatever. But I don't think I would spend my money on the mascara. That primer though, that shit's going in my bag. Next time I do a big order from Sephora, I think that I will be getting that and putting that in my arsenal, because I did really like how it went on. Other than the pilling at the top. I do have 1 or 2 more primers coming in my package. I've got some samples. I don't get my birthday one from Sephora until August. So in August we'll do another birthday reveal and kind of go over what I think of those. But other than that, I think we're done. So I shall see you guys very soon. And until we meet again, blessed be, guys. Good night.